மணிப்பூரில் இப்போ சூழல் எப்படி இருக்குது? 2 பேரும் ஆயுதம் வச்சுருக்காங்க. போத் ஆர் ஹேவ் வெப்பன்ஸ். இப்போ சூழல் எப்படி இருக்காங்க?
ஆமாம், 2 பக்கம்லேயே தானே இருக்குது வெப்பன்ஸ். அதனால தானே பாஸ்ட் 4-5 months ஒன்று கண்டினியூஸ்லி குக்கீஸ் ஆல்சோ அட்டாக்கிங் த வில்லேஜஸ் ஹூஸ் லைக் ஃபார்மிங் பண்ணுறாங்க. அதனால் பெடி ஃபீல்ட்ஸ்லேயே வந்து ஃபார்மிங் போயிட்டுருக்கீங்க. போகும்போது டைம் நீங்கள் அட்டாக் பண்ணனா டெஃபினெட்லி மெய்டை பீப்புள் வந்து ரிட்டாலியேட் பண்ணுவாங்க. கண்டிப்பாக கவுண்டர் அட்டாக் பண்ணுவாங்க. கரெக்டாக உன்னோட ஃபார்மர்ஸ் வந்து ஃபீல்டில் வந்து 1 year பிளான்டேஷன் பண்ணலன்னா பெடி ஃபீல்ட் போகலன்னா எப்படி சாப்பிடுவாங்க? கரெக்டாக. ஸோ அதனால் நீங்கள் அட்டாக் பண்ணுறாங்க ஃபார்மர்ஸ் கிட்ட. ஃபார்மர்ஸ் வந்து கம்ப்ளைண்ட் பண்ணுறாங்க. த டிஃபென்ஸ் வில்லேஜ் டிஃபென்சஸ் வந்து சொல்கிறாங்க. கரெக்டாக மைட்டே கிட்டவும் வில்லேஜ் டிஃபென்சஸ் இருக்குது, குக்கி கிட்டவும் வில்லேஜ் டிஃபென்சஸ் சொல்கிறாங்க. நீங்கள் ப்ளேம் பண்ணுறோம் எல்லாமே போலீஸ் ஸ்டேஷன்லேயும் வந்து நம்ம வந்து ஆர்ம்ஸ் அண்ட் அம்யூனிஷன் வந்து மைட்டே வந்து எடுத்துச்சு. ஓகே, கரெக்ட், எடுத்துச்சு. தென் குக்கிக்கு வந்து ஒன்றுமே இல்லைன்னு இப்படி ஃபைட் பண்ணுறாங்க. இன்ஃபேக்ட் மை பிரதர் ஹூ இஸ் அண்ட் ரிப்போர்ட்டர் ஹி ஆல்சோ காட் ஷாட் இன் இஸ் லெக். ஓகேயா? ஸோ இப்படி தென் குக்கி ஒன்று சொல்கிறாங்க நமக்கு இது ஒன்றுமே இல்லை, நம்ம வந்து ரொம்ப இதை பீஸ் லவ்விங் பீப்புள்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. ரொம்ப 2 கம்யூனிட்டியும் தப்பு. 2 கம்யூனிட்டி தப்புன்னா 2 கம்யூனிட்டியும் சமாதானம் ஆகணும். ஆகலைன்னா 1 person cannot clap, no. If you're clapping your hands, 1 கை மட்டும் கிளாப் பண்ணோன்னா சவுண்ட் வராது. கரெக்டாக? 2 பக்கம் தானே கிளேப் பண்ணுறாங்க, சவுண்ட் வராங்க. 5 months ஒன்றுமே இல்லாமல் இப்படி பண்ண முடியும். நம்ம மைட்டே கம்யூனிட்டி என்ன சொல்கிறாங்கன்னா எல்லாமே குக்கி வந்து இல்லீகல் இமிக்ரெண்ட் சொல்லலை, எல்லாமே குக்கி வந்து பொப்பி பிளான்ட்டர் சொல்லலை. நம்ம என்ன சொல்கிறாங்கன்னா இன்னும் இல்லீகல் இமிக்ரெண்ட்ஸ் இருக்க, பார்டர் ஃபென்சிங் பண்ணுறாங்க, இல்லீகல் இமிக்ரெண்ட்ஸ் வந்துருக்குதுன்னா அதை ஸ்டாப் பண்ணுறாங்க, என்ஆர்சி பண்ணுறாங்க, இம்ப்ளிமெண்ட் பண்ணுறாங்க. தென் பார்டர் ஃபென்ஸ் பண்ணனா நம்ம யார் இந்தியன்ஸ் இல்லைன்னு தெரியும். இப்போ வந்து நிறைய பேர் இந்தியா பாகிஸ்தான் டிவைட் பண்ண போகிற டைம்லேயும் பாகிஸ்தானில் நிறைய பேர் இருந்துச்சு, இந்தியாவிலையும் நிறைய பேர் ஹிந்து இருந்துச்சு. கரெக்டாக? ஸோ நம்ம வந்து அது மாதிரி இருக்குது. பட் அட்லீஸ்ட் இந்தியன் யார் ப்ராப்பர் இந்தியன்ஸ் நம்ம ஊர்லேயும் வந்து எவ்வளோ மெம்பர்ஸ் இருக்கான்னு கண்டுபிடிச்சிக்கலாம். என்ஆர்சி பண்ணனா அதில் ஒன்றுமே தப்பு இல்லை. we highly condemn. நிறைய லேடிஸ் வந்தாங்க, வந்து பிரச்சனை ஆயிடுச்சு, ரேப் ஆயிடுச்சு. நம்ம மைட்டை கம்யூனிட்டி லேடிஸ் also had been gang raped by Kuki community men's, and it has been given to CBI for inquiry. But we didn't have the video. They have the video, we don't have the video. But அதுக்கு வந்து நம்ம நிறைய பிரச்சனை பண்ண வேண்டாம். இப்போ வந்து என்னென்னா நம்ம 2 கம்யூனிட்டி வந்து சமாதானம் ஆகணும். அது வெப்பன்ஸ் வந்து கவர்மெண்ட் ஏதோ பண்ணிட்டு சென்ட்ரல் கவர்மெண்ட் அண்ட் ஸ்டேட் கவர்மெண்ட் வந்து 2 பக்கம்லேயே வந்து வெப்பன்ஸ் எடுத்துட்டு பீஸ்க்கு சமாதானம்க்கு பேசிட்டு 2 பேர் வந்து இதை கண்டிப்பாக பீஸ்க்கு வந்து தான் நம்ம பீஸ் அம்பாசிடர் மாதிரி நம்ம லாஸ்ட் டைமும் சென்னையிலே வந்து 1 டெமோன்ஸ்ட்ரேஷன் பண்ணாங்க. அந்த டைம்லேயும் குக்கி டீம் வந்து சென்னையிலே வந்து 1 டெமோன்ஸ்ட்ரேஷன் பண்ணாங்க. ஐ திங்க் யூ ஹேவ் ஆல்சோ சீன் தட். அதுலேயும் வந்து நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அதில் நிறைய ஸ்லோகன்ஸ் வந்து கவர்மெண்ட் ஆஃப் தமிழ்நாடு வந்து நம்மக்கிட்ட இதை மட்டும் யூஸ் பண்ணணும், இதை யூஸ் பண்ணணும்னு சொல்லியிருக்கு. பட் அதுலேயும் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா வி ஃபாலோ த ரூல்ஸ் அண்ட் ரெகுலேஷன் ப்ரோட்டோகால்ஸ் எல்லாமே ஃபாலோ பண்ணாங்க. பீஸ் பற்றி மட்டும் தான் நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணாங்க. அதுலேயும் வந்து குக்கியோட இதில் பார்த்தோன்னா ஐ கேன் கிவ் யூ த ப்ரூஃப் ஆல்சோ. ஐ ஹேவ் ஆல் த வீடியோஸ், ஐ ஹேவ் ஆல் த thing whatever they have displayed in the play cards. Okay, what they have used was like we Meitei are shameless ladies about the Maira Paibis solringa the nariya per vona Maira Paibis vanda actually pathina inoda a toast bearer, a mother of Manipur. All the mothers families, every mother's family le irukadana ladies irukka ellame chinna chinna kutti pop girls periya girls vanda ellame fight ki vanda velile vanda every day vanda night le guard பண்றாங்க society. Like defense guard, they're doing defensing guard in daytime, but ladies வந்து night time le guard பண்றாங்க. டே டைம்லயும் பிரச்சனை இருக்கு, அதனால தான் வந்திருக்கு, இல்லைன்னா வர மாட்டே. பட் they saying that Maira Bees are shameless, they're okay with being naked. ஒன்று சென்னையில் one poster போட்டிருக்கு. அது சென்னையிலையும் what they have told was very wrong. இன்ஃபேக்ட் அது மாதிரி வேர்ட் யூஸ் பண்ணக்கூடாது. ஓகே, உன்னோட சைட்லேயே வந்து உன்னோட லேடிஸ்க்கு வந்து அது மாதிரி ஆயிடுச்சு, நம்ம சைட்லேயும் நம்ம லேடிஸ்க்கு வந்து ஆயிருக்கு. ஸோ யூ ஷுட் நாட் வெப்பனைஸ் த உமன், நோ. In the war you fight as if you really want to fight in the war, and if you are a really nation loving country or ரொம்ப பாசம் இருக்குன்னா borderல போங்க. நீங்கள் borderல ஆர்மியில் ஜாயின் பண்ண டிஃபென்ஸில் அங்கே போயிட்டு ஃபைட் பண்ணுறாங்க. பட் கம்யூனிட்டி ஃபைட் பண்ணும் போது டைம்ல யூஎன்லேயும் யூஎன் பார்லிமெண்ட்ஸ்ல வந்து டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க. கரெக்டாக? அங்கே வந்து நெரேட்டிவ்ஸ் வந்து நம்ம குக்கி பிரதர்ஸ் அண்ட் சிஸ்டர் அங்கே போயிட்டு யூஎன் கிட்ட சொல்கிறாங்க. யூஎன் வந்து இந்தியாவோட இதில் வந்து உன்னோட வீடு வந்து கிளாஸ்லேயே இருக்கு, நீங்கள் வேறு வீட்டிலே வந்து ஸ்டோன் த்ரோ பண்ண உன்னோட வீடும் ஒரிஞ்சிரும். கரெக்டாக? ஒரிஞ்சிரும். ஸோ அதனால தான் நீங்கள் யூஎன்ல போயிட்டு கம்ப்ளைண்ட் பண்ணவும் ஃபேக்ட் அண்ட் ஃபிகர் ஃபைண்ட் அவுட் பண்ணாமல் யூஎன்ல எம்பிஸ் வந்து பேசுகிறாங்க, யூஎஸ் மீடியா நிறைய பேர் வந்து ஓகே நம்ம மைத்தேஸ் வந்து எத்னிக் கிளின்சிங் பண்ணுறாங்க, இது கிறிஸ்டியன் கம்யூனிட்டிக்கு வந்து டார்ச்சர் பண்ணுறாங்கன்னா ஓகே we Meitei are also suffering equally. அதுவும் மீடியா கவர் பண்ணணும் கரெக்டாக. Actually, Meitei is also minority. If you see Christians, different states, 7 sisters irka nama or north east le adile full pathina Christians. Mizoram support pa Mizoram Kuki Jomi tribe on the nariya irka. Adu madri Manipur leum paranga Kuki leum Christians, Nagaum Christians. Actually pathina anga on the north east le Hindu on the romba kami. Anga irka on the Punjabis irka, Marwaris irka, Tamilians on the more le irka, Tamilians more irka. Ada 40 வீடும் ban பண்ணிருக்கான ரிப்போர்ட் வந்திருக்கு. தமிழ் சங்கம் ஆள்கிட்டவும் நான் பேசியிருக்கேன் ஆல்ரெடி பிஃபோர். அதுக்கப்புறம் இதே இருக்கா நம்ம ஒரு டிஃப்ரெண்ட் காஸ்ட் இருக்குது, தெலுங்கு மலையாளம் எல்லாமே இருக்கா, ஷேர் பண்ணுறாங்க, கோ எக்ஸிஸ்ட் பண்ணுறாங்க. ஸோ இட்ஸ் அ வெரி ஸ்மால் பிளேஸ், லைக் கோயம்புத்தூர் மாதிரி தான். நம்ம ஊரி கோயம்புத்தூர் மாதிரி தான், ரொம்ப சின்ன ஊர். அதில் ஒன்றை ஃபைட் பண்ணிகிட்டே இருக்குதுன்னா நம்ம இன்னும் ஃப்யூச்சர் ஜென்ரேஷனுக்கு என்ன ஆகும்? நம்ம ஸ்கூலுக்கு போகல, காலேஜுக்கு போகல, பிரச்சனை குட்டி பாப்பாஸ் வந்து வீடு இல்லை, வீட்டில் ஒன் சாப்பிட்றதுக்கு ஒன் எக்ஸாம்பிள் சொல்கிறேன். அம்மா கிட்ட ஒன் பேபி ஒன்று கேட்குறாங்க, 10 ரூபாய்க்கு வந்து எனக்கு சாக்லேட் வாங்கித்தாங்க. அது அம்மா கிட்ட 10 ரூபாய் இல்லை சாக்லேட் வாங்கிறதுக்கு வந்து ரொம்ப ஹெல்ப்லெஸ் கண்டிஷன்லேயே வந்து சஃபர் பண்ணுறாங்க ரிலீஃப் சென்டர்ஸில். இஃப் யூ சி த ரிலீஃப் சென்டர்ஸ் ஓகே ஃபண்ட் வந்து நிறையா ரேஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க. சென்னையிலையும் நிறைய சர்ச்லேயும் வந்து ஃபண்ட் ரேஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க. நம்ம ஹிந்து சைட்லேயும் நிறையா ஆன்லி மைத்தேய் வந்து ஃபண்ட் ரேஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க. இஃப் யூ சி த கம்யூனிட்டி ஹூ ஹேஸ் பின் ஜென்ரேட்டிங் மோர் ஃபண்ட்ஸ் ஃப்ரம் UN அண்ட் அதர் சர்ச்சஸ் ஃப்ரம் ஆந்திரா, கேரளா அண்ட் ஃப்ரம் தமிழ்நாடு ஆல்சோ. இஃப் யூ சி சர்ச் ஒன்று நிறையா பண்ணுறாங்க. பட் ரிலீஃப் சென்டர் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா மைத்தேய் ஒரு ரிலீஃப் சென்டர் குட் கண்டிஷன்லேயே இருக்கா. ஏன் குக்கி ஒரு ரிலீஃப் சென்டர்ஸ் வந்து ரொம்ப கேவலமாக இருக்குது. ஏன்னா தட் ஃபண்ட்ஸ் வந்து ரீச் ஆகலையே. So where are they using the funds? If other community le ஒண்ணுமே இல்லாம என்ன பண்ணுறாங்க? அதை இஃப் யூ சி தமிழ் ஷாவோட ஒன் வீடியோவில் நான் பார்த்தேன். அது குக்கி ஒரு ரிலீஃப் சென்டரில் சாப்பிட்றதுக்கு இல்லை, திங்ஸ் வந்து தே ஜஸ்ட் ஸ்லீப்பிங் ஆன் த பிளாஸ்டிக் ஒரு இதில் தூங்குறாங்க. நிறைய ஃபண்ட்ஸ் வந்து க்ரோஸ் அண்ட் க்ரோஸ் வந்து ரேஸ் பண்ணி ஆல்ரெடி மே மந்த்லேயே க்ரோஸ் கணக்குலேயே UNலேயே ரேஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கு. ஓகே, அதுக்கப்புறம் நிறைய ஸ்டேட் வந்து கிறிஸ்டியன்ஸ்க்கு சப்போர்ட் வந்து ஹிந்து வந்து டார்ச்சர் பண்ணுறாங்க, கிறிஸ்டியனுக்கு ஹிந்து வந்து டார்ச்சர் பண்ணுறாங்கன்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. நீங்கள் நிறைய ஃபண்ட் ரேஸ் பண்ணிச்சு, எவ்வளோ ஃபண்ட் வந்து எங்கே போயிடுச்சு? அட்லீஸ்ட் ஃபார் யூ ஓன் கம்யூனிட்டி யூ கேன் டூ ரைட். நீங்கள் குக்கி தான், நீங்கள் கிறிஸ்டியனுக்கு ஏன் பண்ணல? நம்ம மைத்தேக்கு சப்போர்ட் பண்ண வேண்டாம், பட் நீங்கள் ஏன் உன்னோட கம்யூனிட்டிக்கு வந்து சப்போர்ட் ஆகலை? தென் வேர் இஸ் த மனி கோயிங்? ஸோ டெஃபினெட்லி யூ ஆர் பிளேயிங் வித் த மனி, ரைட்? இஃப் யூ லவ் யுவர் கம்யூனிட்டி யூ ஹேவ் டு சப்போர்ட் யுவர் பீப்புள். இங்கே போயிடுச்சு அந்த காசு, அதுதான் பிரச்சனை. அதில் நிறைய பேர் வந்து இங்கே சென்னையிலேயும் ஒன் மோர் திங் ஃபோர்ஸ் நெரேட்டிவ் ஒன்று என்னன்னா, ரீசெண்ட்லி கேர்ள் from a Kuki community came to me and has shown me a video saying that, ma'am, please see this video. If your Meitei 30 brothers was totally naked, and she is saying me that if they are like this, how they will not be able to rape those girls in a day broad light. The Meitei guys are really making us shameful. நம்ம entire India கிட்ட வந்து நம்ம Meitei ஒரு brothers ஒரு பேர் வந்து கேட்டு போட்டுச்சு. பட் அதுக்கு அப்புறம் ரிவர்ஸ் நியூஸ் வந்து நான் செக் பண்ணேன், இன்டர்நெட்டில் எல்லாமே செக் பண்ணேன், மீடியா பர்சன் கிட்ட செக் பண்ண பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, that was the protest was been Chandigarh, I think, yes, Chandigarh or Chhattisgarh, somewhere it happened, that incidents. But lots of false narratives has been happening, and in fact some of my friend here Chengalpet எல்லாமே ஏரியாலையும் நிறைய நியூஸ் வந்து எங்கிட்ட ஃபார்வர்ட் பண்ணுறாங்க. இது வந்து கிறிஸ்டியன்ஸ் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் இருக்குது, இன்றைக்கி நிறையா கிறிஸ்டியன்ஸ் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் வந்து என்ன சொல்கிறாங்கன்னா, மணிப்பூரில் நிறையா டார்ச்சர் பண்ணுறாங்க பாருங்கள், கேர்ள்ஸ் வந்து டார்ச்சர். பட் எல்லாமே வீடியோ வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, அந்த வீடியோ மணிப்பூர்லேயே இருந்த வயலன்ஸு கிடையாது. அதை டிஃப்ரெண்ட் நியூஸ் டிஃப்ரெண்ட் பார்ட் ஆஃப் த கண்ட்ரீஸ் வந்து மெனிப்புலேட் பண்ணிட்டு இதை நியூஸ் தான் சொல்லிட்டு எல்லாமே வந்து இதை பண்ணுறாங்க. ஸோ ப்ளீஸ் மீடியா யூஸ் பண்ணும் போகிற டைமில் நீங்கள் அட்லீஸ்ட் வெரிஃபை பண்ணுங்கள். வெரிஃபை பண்ணக்கு அப்புறம் வந்து பார்த்துட்டு ஃபார்வர்ட் பண்ணுங்கள், யூஸ் பண்ணுங்கள். இல்லைன்னா டோன்ட் பிளேம் த என்டையர் மைத்தேய் கம்யூனிட்டி ஒரு குக்கி கம்யூனிட்டி. both communities they are using different videos tactics on the இது மாதிரி கீல் பண்ணியாச்சு, கொலை பண்ணியாச்சு, இதை என்னோட பசங்களுக்கு என்ன பண்ணிச்சுன்னா தேர் இது பண்ணுறாங்க. ஸோ அதுதான் பிரச்சனை. ஸோ நவ் ரெண்டு பேருக்கு வந்து ஈக்குவலி ரெஸ்பான்சிபிலிட்டி மிஸ்டேக் வந்து எடுத்துட்டு பேசிட்டு சமாதானம் ஆகிறது பீஸ் இருக்கணும். இல்லைன்னா ஃப்யூச்சர் ஜென்ரேஷனுக்கு ஒன்றுமே இருக்காது. நம்ம யங் ஜென்ரேஷன் இருக்கா, ஒன்றுமே பண்ண முடியாது. ஆக்சுவலி இப்போ பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நிறைய தமிழியன்ஸும் சஃபர் பண்ணுறாங்க, நிறைய குக்கி பீப்புள் சஃபர் பண்ணுறாங்க, நிறைய மெய்ட்டி பீப்புளும் சஃபர் பண்ணுறாங்க. ரெண்டாவது பக்கம்லேயும் வந்து நம்ம வந்து சமாதானம் ஆகணும். சமாதானம் ஆகலைன்னா பிரச்சனை வந்துகிட்டே இருக்கும். ஸோ நம்ம இங்கே ஸ்டே பண்ணுற பர்சன் வந்தும் சஃபர் ஆகலாம். ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ், மைத்தி கம்யூனிட்டியில் நிறையா ஆள் இருக்குது, ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் இருக்குது, ஒர்க்கிங் லேடிஸ் இருக்குது, ஒர்க்கிங் ஜென்ட்ஸ் இருக்குது, அதுவும் எல்லாமே சஃபர் ஆகுறாங்க. இப்போது வந்து ரீசெண்ட்லி பார்த்திங்கன்னா ஏர்டெல் பர்சன்ஸ் இருக்குது. ஏர்டெல் வந்து இந்த பார்ட் ஆஃப் சுச்சாம்பூர் they have released the internet, but internet வந்து மணிப்பூரில் பேனாக இருக்குது. இன்டர்நெட் பேன் பண்ணும் ஒரு டைமில் ஒன்லி லேண்ட்லைன் கனெக்ஷன் மட்டும் ஒர்க் பண்ணுறாங்க. பட் மொபைல் இன்டர்நெட் கனெக்ஷன் வந்து பேனாக இருக்குது. பட் பேன் பண்ணிருக்குன்னு என்டையர் ஸ்டேட் பேன் பண்ணால் பரவாயில்ல. internet airtel connection mattum part of bishnupur area and chuchanpur area adjoining area le vanda the internet connection vanda release pannirukku. Before 4 months also we have been getting complaints on nariya vandirukku adu madri kadichirukku internet signal vanda neta vanda proof aichu nariya pasanga vanda notification vandirukku ye mobile notification vandirukku na pathina recording பண்ணும்போது டைம்ல யூடியூப் எல்லாமே பார்க்க முடியுது. பட் இஃப் சப்போஸ் வந்து பிஷ்ணுப்பூர் ஏரியாவில் வந்து நம்ம இம்ஃபால் சைட்லேயே வந்து கொஞ்சம் வெளியில் வந்துச்சுன்னா இன்டர்நெட் கிடைக்காது. அதனால கவர்மெண்ட் கிட்ட கம்ப்ளைண்ட் பண்ணக்கு அப்புறம் வந்து கவர்மெண்ட் வந்து ஏர்டெல் கிட்ட கேட்டிருக்கு, ஏன் இப்படி நீங்கள் சுச்சாம்பூர்ல குக்கி டொமினேட் ஏரியாவில் இன்டர்நெட் வந்து கனெக்ஷன் கொடுத்துருக்கு, நம்ம கிட்ட கொடுக்கவே இல்லை. அது மாதிரி நிறையா பிரச்சனை வந்து என்னென்னா தமிழ்நாடுலேயும் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நிறையா சர்ச்லேயே வந்து இப்போது ரோஹனும் சொல்லியிருக்குதுன்னா நிறையா நீங்கள் வந்து ஃபண்ட் ரேஸ் பண்ணியிருக்க ஃபண்ட் வந்து அன்வான்ட் திங்ஸில் யூஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க. இப்போ வந்து நீங்கள் சொல்கிறாங்க மைத்தி கம்யூனிட்டி வந்து போலீஸ் ஸ்டேஷன்லேயே வந்து லூட் பண்ணியிருக்கு ஆர்ம்ஸ் அண்ட் அம்யூனேஷன் வந்து ஓகே வி மைட்டே ஹேவ் டேக்கன் ஆர்ம் அண்ட் அம்யூனேஷன். பட் குக்கிக்கு வந்து எவ்வளோ கன்ஸ் வந்து 4-5 months வந்து ஃபைட் பண்ணுறாங்க. இப்படி வந்துச்சு அது கன் வந்து யாருமே கொஷன் பண்ணல. குக்கி சொல்கிறேன் நம்ம சென்ட்னா நீங்கள் சென்ட் ஆக முடியாது கரெக்டாக. இப்போ வந்து யூஎன்லேயும் பாருங்கள், யூஎன்லேயே வந்து அது பேசுகிறது லேடி வந்து ஃப்ளோரன்ஸ் வந்து பார்த்திங்கன்னா சீஸ் அம்மாவோட ஃபவுண்டர் ஓகே மாமாவோட த ஃபவுண்டர் இருக்கு. தட்ஸ் வை சி ஸ்பீக்கிங். நம்ம ஒரு ரிப்ரஸன்டேட்டிவ்ஸ் அங்கே போனால் 4 minutes தான் பேசியிருக்கு. she speaking for more than 10 minutes correct. ஸோ அதை வந்து பார்த்திங்கன்னா நம்ம சைட்லேயும் நம்மவும் மைனாரிட்டி தான். இப்போது நோட்டீஸ்லேயே பார்த்தீங்கன்னா மிசோராம், நாகாலாந்து எல்லாமே பாருங்கள், அருணாச்சல் பிரதேஷ் எல்லாமே பாருங்கள், மேக்ஸிமம் தே ஆர் ஆல் கிறிஸ்டியன்ஸ். பார்த்தீங்கன்னா மைத்தை தான் அங்கே மைனாரிட்டி தான். நம்ம
Manipuri community, the Meiteis of Chennai, and your host for today would like to welcome each and every one of you to this press conference. I am extremely pleased to welcome those who have been serving our country for a long time, namely the print media, digital media, and our reporters, for taking time to understand and to report on the issue we are facing, which will be unbiased, accurate, and informative voices to reach out to the world, as it is in the need of the day, and we are thankful the Tamil Nadu press has risen to this occasion. This day, as I'm sure most of you know, marks the 142nd day our home in Manipur, coming part is burning since the 3rd of May 2023.
I'm Rohan Film. I was just Googling how to start this press conference, and that thank you everyone to all the media fraternities for turning up. Annai varayum wherever kirum, right? That's how we welcome people in Tamil Nadu. And a very good morning, Kalai Vanakkam. And my name is Rohan. I'm a social activist from Manipur. Today's press conference is mainly on what we call the ugly truth or the two-side stories. Because what has been happening in Manipur for the past 4 months has a lot of misinterpretation and only one side of the narrative where we just feel like the media is reporting only one side of the story. Today, as you see in front of the pulpit, we are Meiteis, but we are not representing today only as a Meitei, but we are representing today in front of you as a Manipuri. Now, first of all, let me start with the narrative of this a very famous Christian and Hindu fight going on in Manipur, which I feel like I need to clarify this very clearly. First of all, Tamil Nadu and Chennai mostly have a very deep root to the Christian community. I myself am a Meitei Christian. You'll be surprised to know that at least 1.5 lakhs population of Meiteis are Meitei Christians, first of all. And in Manipur, there are a lot of Meitei Christian churches, which was reported even to the United Nations and European level that it was vandalized by the Meitei mob. And yes, it is very true. We cannot run away from the facts that Meitei Christian churches has been vandalized by the Meitei mobs. We are not running away from that fact. And even my old church was included in that vandalization. And being a Christian myself, I was not happy. I really condemned it. But I ethnically belong to Meitei and religiously belong to Christians. So I have connections of both the sides, and I can, feel the sentiments of both the sides. But it was very, 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 saddening to see the media was not reporting on another side of the story. So what is that another side of the story? We have learned from several media reports that around 320 churches has been vandalized in Manipur. And yes, it is true. 250 of the Meitei Christian churches, we have to be very specific on the data. Around 250 Meitei Christian churches has been vandalized. Around 70 to 80 Kuki churches has been vandalized. And when we see the numbers, it's around 320. But we were never aware of the fact that 393 mandirs and temples, 393 mandirs and temples were also vandalized by our Kuki brothers and sisters in Manipur. And as a human being, I'm not speaking as a Christian though, if it was an attack only by the Hindu community or the Meitei community towards the Kuki, then you can term this as a religion war or a genocide or a Christian genocide or whatever you can call this, in any term that Christian has been persecuted. Yes, I would go with that fact, and being myself a Christian, I would stand up for my for my Christian brothers and sisters. But being myself a Christian, and when the Christians have already targeted around 393 mandirs already, and it's already in the record. We will be distributing you the list of 393 mandirs also today. It's on the way itself. We will be distributing you the list. How can you call, number one, first of all, that this is a Christian and a Hindu thing? And yes, as long as the Christians are there, we will face persecution in the world, and that's what our Bible teaches us. And I'm very well aware and well, knowing of that fact. But you can't just keep on blaming a blame game where you yourself have gone to some extent and also have attacked a huge number of mandirs and temples. And you keep on playing this minority card in front of the world that Christian has been attacked. Now, let me tell you one more very shocking truth, which I also feel, this is a very ugly and a very untold story. We are Meitei Christians. The fact itself that the Meitei Christian churches has been attacked by our Meitei mobs is very well known and aware in the entire world, even to the United Nations level. Are you aware that at least 8 churches, I'm specifically telling you the number, 8 churches of the Meitei Christians were vandalized, burned, and attacked by our Kuki majority Christians in Manipur, when they themselves has been claiming in the entire world that this is a Christian genocide and a Christian attack. I have got reports from at least 8 pastors. I can read you down all the pastors' name and everything. We have all the list of the numbers. Let me start by mentioning you the number of churches which were looted. Pastor John, who is from Churchanpur, reported that 4 PCI churches which he takes care of, 3 churches were looted by the Kuki Christians. The number of the churches are The name of the churches are S. Boljang Asap Presbyterian Church in India, which is also included in the press release. Thingangphai Presbyterian Church, Yaipakol Presbyterian Church of India. These three churches were looted by our Kuki brothers and sisters, which is located in Chorchanpur. Another very shocking incident, an evangelist called Ibem Cha Oinam, who has been into the Christian ministry for 25 years, for 25 very long years, who has been into the ministry and who has been as a Christian missionary. Her church or her fellowship was attacked by the Kuki miscreant, and the name of our church is Manipur Evangelical Lutheran Church, which is located at Khuga Tampak, which is in the very heart of Chorchanpur. And as you know, Chorchanpur is a place where Kuki are the majority and Meiteis are the minority. And Imphal is a place where Kuki are the minority and Meiteis are the majority. But if you come right now to Imphal and come for a field visit, you will be able to see a lot of churches standing tall and high. You'll be able to see many of the churches still now functioning on now itself, on the premises itself. You will see a lot of Naga churches. You will see a lot of Naga churches. You will see a lot of other Meitei Christian churches even. And also interestingly, you will see even Kuki churches still standing tall and high. Some of the Kuki churches. But now, if you go to Chorchanpur, everything that has belonged to Meitei, including houses, including every property, has been completely vandalized already. And this has been one of the most shocking things. And if you again come to Kangpokpi, one of the church called Emmanuel Meitei Fellowship Church, which is located in Santibeng, which is also pastored by a pastor called Pastor Ibungo, has been vandalized and turned out to a kitchen itself. And if you come to Imphal East again, three churches called the Believer Church of India, the Evangelical, Revival Church of God, and one is called Yenkuman Baptist Church. These three churches were all vandalized, completely tarnished off by our Kuki brothers and sisters. And we have all the reports from the pastor itself who have testified this testimony in front of Tangkhul Baptist Church located in Imphal, in the presence of all Manipur Christian organization AMCO, and on the presence of Meitei Christian Churches Council Manipur. Though I am not officially linked to these two organizations, but I have been closely working out with this All Manipur Christian organization and Meitei Christian Churches Council. Though I am not taking their name, I have been also closely working with them. And it was very shocking to see. And now, you'll be hearing a lot of testimony that the minority Kukis has been attacked by the majority Meitei Hindu group. But 200 Meitei Christian houses, who are the minority of the minority, were attacked by the Kuki majority Christian group. I'm telling you specifically 200 Meitei Christian houses were burned down in Chorchanpur, were burned down in More, were burned down in Laikhong, were burned down in Sero and Sugnu. So when all this, what we are trying to basically tell you is, when wars are being done on both sides are affected equally, both sides' houses are being burned down, both the properties which are included, yet it be the mandirs, yet it be the church, everything is affected. And being myself ethnically belong to Meitei and religiously belonging to Christian, would not be, happy enough to come up with this Christian narrative, because I'm very shocked to see in Imphal, now even though the church are vandalized, you would see the church vandalized place if you come down in Imphal and see. You will see the vandalized church as it is. You will see how the church are vandalized as it is. But there are places like Kobru Lekha, there are places like Thangjing, which are not religiously connected but historically also connected with the Meitei civilization. There might be Christian among the media fraternities also. How would you feel
when the Christian brothers who have belonged to the Christian fraternity is coming up with a cross to that historical place and putting a cross. And it shows something like, a dominion with a historical place, that Christians are coming with a cross and, putting a cross itself in the historical place. And, this is something which is, pinching the other communities also. When we ourselves as a Christian community should be responsible for peace, I believe that our Kuki Christian brothers and sisters are not being the brand ambassador of peace. That we are not doing anything that would, tell the entire world that Christians are peace-loving community. And now let me come with the fundings. When it comes to funding, these are at least a few church lists from USA who has been funding our Kuki brothers and sisters. Now I'll tell you the reason why I'm showing you this. If you look at the topography of Manipur, 10% of the area of Manipur is plain area. 90% of the area of Manipur is hill area. Let us go with the population level. As media reports, majority, we Meiteis, live only in the 10% area of that land area. And the minority, Kuki live and Nagas live in that majority of the Hill Valley area. We get attacks every day from the periphery area. The entire of the Kukis has been trying to tell ki we are the minority. We are very poor people. We have been affected. How come our Kuki minority brothers have the guts and have the funds of getting automated weapons, AK-47 every day? Yes, there is a report that the Meiteis have already snatched weapon from the police station. Law and order situation has fell, and we really come with that fact. We are okay and we commit with that fact. But I'm telling you once again, where are the arms and ammunitions of our Kuki brothers and sisters coming from? They have all the automated weapons, machine guns, AK-47s, shooting down from all the periphery angles of the hilly area. One farmer recently got shot down from a place called Naransena. A village got attacked in Palel. And this minority, our Kuki brothers and sisters, are having that funds and monies of getting, attacks with the automated weapons. Where are this money coming from? We want to ask this question. So when we seek out where are the funds coming out from, it happens to be from two sources. One is narco-terrorism. Now I'm coming to that narco-terrorism part again. One is from narco-terrorism, where we believe that they are very rich in this poppy plantation. And one is the funding of the churches. Because the churches people out of this sympathy has tried helping the Christian brothers and sisters, but it is found out that they are misusing these funds on the terms of arms and ammunitions also. And this is also one of the church called Revival Church of God, which was attacked by our Kuki brothers and sisters. All the properties which belong to this church were burned down. The name of the pastor is called Pastor Sanjit, and this is a place called Laikong. And the church was also, I won't say fully vandalized, but half vandalized by our Kuki brothers and sisters. Now, I'm showing you a press report which was done by the Meitei Christian Churches Council, Manipur. And the press heading clearly tells that Meitei Christian Churches tells Tribal Forum to remove Meitei Churches list from the written petition to Supreme Court. You know why even the Meitei Christian Churches Council is not happy with the narrative of Kuki Christian group? Because they have been using the number of churches of the Meitei Christian to raise up funds for themselves, for only the specific Kuki community. And the funds has been misused and misguided in many of the forms. And forums like Meitei Christian Churches Council Manipur is not happy with this narrative, that they have been using this Meitei Christian, the number of churches in a very wrong agenda, like buying arms and ammunitions, like buying, all in terms of arms and ammunitions. So we have been also urging the church fraternity. We have no hesitation on you helping the Kuki brothers and sisters. Please do help them. Meanwhile, when you help them, please try to see, is your help really going to the ground level and going for the right cause? That is one question that we need to ask. This is also a list of churches, of Tangkhul Baptist churches, the Naga churches which are standing tall and strong in Manipur. We just want to tell that yes, churches are being vandalized, but there is also a very strong number of churches which are standing tall and strong in Manipur. Now, let me come a little deeper on the, I won't say the conclusion, but the so-called peace that everyone is asking for. Many of you might be feeling like asking, what is the solution? Rohan, why are you telling all this narrative and all this story, and why don't you focus on the peace of Manipur? Yes, I have been also actively taking part in that peace. And as a matter of fact, Meitei's Tangkhul Naga holds fasting prayer for restoration of the peace in the state. And we have been organizing such program. Please note this down very carefully. Who are the three majority groups in Manipur? It is the Meiteis, one is the Nagas, one is the Kuki. It's three groups. The Nagas right now are completely out of the scenario. They are never part of these things. Now it is the Meiteis and the Kukis who are fighting it. So when you ask this question, Rohan, why don't you, fight on for this peace thing, and why don't you start taking measures for peace? Yes, we have been taking measures for peace, and as a matter of fact, we are showing you. It is also the Nagas and the Meiteis who has been actively working, organizing press conference, organizing, prayer meetings and everything. With the Nagas and the Meiteis has been urgently, asking for peace. But I have to quote his name also today. I'm so sorry, Mr. Lamtingtang. He's also a very good friend of mine from the Kuki community. His screenshot has been viral in the social media and in the media channels. He's a very dear friend of mine. I'm so sorry, my dear friend. And he's also a very reputed social worker from the Kuki community. There was a press circulation which was viral in social media, where the last line quotes telling this, that we firmly declare our opposition to any attempt aimed at reaching any agreements with the Meitei or deviating from the demand of separate administration under the compensation of peace or religious reason. If any of the Kukis are found to be talking with any of the Meiteis, then it is a clear information from the Kuki community telling a report that Kuki will be shot down by the Kuki itself, not by the Meiteis. This is a circulation coming up from Mr. Lamtingtang Aukip. We can share the screenshot also. It's already going viral in the social media and in the news channels also. And in the meanwhile, please note that we Meiteis has been actively working out on this peace thing. Now, let me also come up with another interesting facts again. So with all the narratives that you have been seeing in the news channels, our Kuki brothers has been actively telling that we are Christians, we are Christian minorities. Why don't the entire of the Christian group help us? Yes, I'm also a Christian. Sometimes they have started calling me Judas Iscariot, and they feel like I have completely forsaken them. No, I'm not forsaking them. I am going for the facts and truths. I am going for the number of mandirs being vandalized by them, 393. I am also going with the number of churches being vandalized by the Kuki when they are Christians itself. 8 number of churches being vandalized. I am also going for the number of churches which are vandalized by my own community itself. Around 320 churches being vandalized by the Meitei mob. Where do you find it where I'm one-sided? I'm trying to tell all the side of the story. So now there is another claim coming up from a very reputed media channel which has been reported that Kukis are also the lost tribe of Israel. Kukis are also the lost tribe of Israel called Bnei Manasa. where they are also urging the Israel authorities that you should help us. When they find any tribal leaders, they will tell that it is a tribal and a non-tribal thing. When they find any Christian, then they'll tell that this is a Christian and a non-Christian war. When they find any Hindus, then they'll again say, okay, you Hindus are attacking us, the Christians. When they find any Israeli, then they'll say, we are the lost tribe of Israel. They are trying to be, changing different narrative formats and trying to, tell the entire media that they are trying to play many of the games, minority game and majority game and everything. Now, I'm showing all the facts and data itself, that because I don't want to go with emotions, I don't want to go with any kind of false narrative. As reported by one of the very reputed media, now I'm going to tell you what poppy plantation is all about. You must be also aware of what poppy plantation is all about. I was also one of a very active campaigner in the campaign called War on Drugs, which was initiated by the government of Manipur. In the survey which was published by K. Megachandra, which was also the SP of Narcotics and Bureau, it happened to found that 15,496 acres of land, I'm telling you once again, 15,496 acres of land were found to be poppy cultivated in Manipur. Number one. And surprisingly, I don't know it will be a surprise for you or not, 13,121.8 acres of land, which is almost 85% of the land, were found to be from the Kuki dominated area. And this itself tells with the number of data, I'm not speaking by emotions, and this is a data from NAB department, from the SP itself, that 85% of the land, 13,121 acres, were found to be from the Kuki dominated area. And this itself shows that our Kuki brothers and sisters has been actively involved in this poppy cultivation. They also have a counter question to me. You Meiteis are the funders of this poppy plantation. I'm telling you once again, there is another report coming up from Mizoram. Mizoram police names Mizo refuge. This is not the report, though. But yes, but if you see from the media reports again, you will also see that. Now just check the Mizoram news. Just check the Mizoram news right now. See the number of drug cartels being caught in Mizoram right now. Do you know the reason why? Because the road has been completely a blockage in Manipur right now. Moray is not functional. The route of this, the Golden Triangle has been blocked in Manipur. So that is the reason why the route has been changing right now to Mizoram, and that is the very fact itself that there has been very high percentage, increasing number of drug cartels and police nabbing all these drugs in terms of crores and crores of rupees, because the routes has been changed right now. Okay. And I have got two more interesting facts, which again we would go again for the questions and answers round. If you see the history of the Meiteis, since 1892, the Meiteis have no history of waging war or fighting with any of the community, with any of the tribes of any of the community since 1892. You won't find any history of Meiteis fighting with any of the community. But if you look to the history of our Kuki brothers and sisters, where many of the Britishers also writes in the history and to the biography and autobiography of them, let's start from the latest war which was fought by the Kukis. Kukis had a very fierce war with the Naga tribes, which is also one of the major tribes of Manipur. Kuki had one of the most fierce, long community ethnic clash with the Naga community since 1991 till 1997, and the worst was around 1993, where thousands got killed. And I didn't encounter that myself, but our brothers and our people of Chennai Manipuri community were witness of that, because they were young at that time. Now, you will see the tagline called Kuki Jo Community. Kuki Jo Community. But the Kukis and the Jomi itself had a clash way back in 1997. And around 300 people got killed in that conflict. Now, let us come back to Assam. Kukis and the Assam Karbi clash, which happened recently in 2004, and where 85 people got killed in that clash. Now, again, let's come with a specific tribe of the Kuki tribe called the Mar tribe. Kuki and the Mar tribe had another conflict with the Assam and Dimasa tribe of the Assam clash, which was at 2003. Now, if you go to Bangladesh, right now, the Kuki National Army, the KNA, and whatever the underground UG tribe and the army which are present in Bangladesh are right now actively fighting with the government of Bangladesh, called the Kuki Chin and the Bangladesh clash, which has been happening for series. Now again, if you go to Myanmar, the Kuki Chin group, and you might be also aware of the war which happened with the Junta rule army of the 2021 army, where the Junta regime came again back to Myanmar, and many of the Kuki Chin brothers ran towards Manipur, and we were the one who were giving them refuge during that time. And it was not official though, but I myself was present in that refugee program, where I myself went and helped out many of the refugees during that time. And in 1993 also, it is very surprising to know that we Meiteis are the one who gave refuge to the Kuki tribe in the clash of Kuki and the Naga tribe. We were the one who have given them shelter. We were the one who have given them refuge. And out of all this happening, our intention to all my dear media fraternities, brothers and sisters, is that we are not coming here to prove that we are right. We are not coming here to say that Meiteis are the right people and Kukis are the wrong people. No. It's not why we are coming here. We are trying to simply tell that when war is being fought, both sides are affected. The Meiteis are also affected. The Kukis are also affected. The churches are also getting attacked. The temples are also getting attacked. The Christians are also getting attacked. The Hindus are also getting attacked. But if you keep on going with this one side of the narrative, it's not going to be, a good ending. That's what I, being a Meitei Christian, ethnically belonging to the Meitei and religiously belonging to the Christian, feel like. And that is one of the major reasons why we conducted today's press conference. And I would also bring to your kind notification, which was not published in the national media. A 7-year-old child. Let me be very specific on this point, my dear media fraternities. A 7-year-old child and a mother was killed by Meitei mobs inside an ambulance. And that was published in the entire national news. I also had condemned the act. And I said, this is not human. This is a very heinous crime. And we human beings, as a human being, we should never do it. But now, no one reported this. That on May 28, an Indian freedom fighter wife was burned alive by Kuki militant inside her Sero home while she slept. And this was an 80-year-old woman who was burned down alive inside her house itself, and her remains were found later on. And this was never reported in a very huge and large scale by our media fraternities. What I'm trying to say is, I'm not trying to suppress that the story of 7 years old a child and a mother being killed inside an ambulance by a mob. You publish that too. But also we should publish this both side of the story where an 80-year-old woman got severely killed inside her house itself. And we should, what we're basically trying to tell is like we should always go with two sides of the narrative of the story. Now, if you go to the press release of, I'm quoting you the organization name, UNC, United Naga Council. There has been report recently coming up, I think it was just 2 or 3 days back by the United Naga Council, that United Naga Council really condemns the lobbying, or I don't know how I should say this, but they have been regularly trying to bargain money from the religious group of Kuki community, by the Kukis to the many of the villagers and many of the local tribes which belong to different ethnic community. And the United Naga Council really condemns it, and they really don't want this to continue. So as a whole, what we are trying to tell is like, this is not a religious issue. Yes, churches and mandirs are being attacked, but we should never try to play this people's sentiment by telling that this is a religious clash. This is purely an ethnic and a communal clash going on between two communities. And now I'm bringing in many of the shocking facts also. We got reports, we had even talks with the Tamil Sangam, Tamil brothers and sisters who are there in Meitei. Please understand the structure of the town. Meitei is a Kuki dominated area where Meiteis are the minority, Tamils are also the minority. Meiteis also got attacked, and also sadly Tamil Sangam also got attacked. And for now, at least the Tamils have been living in peace and harmony with the Kukis. They never wanted to report that their houses are being burned down, sadly. And you must also search why is the reason, or why all these things are happening. So you should at least please go and also see what are the ugly truths and what are the deeper part of the truths which are underlying in this thing also. At least 40 houses of the Tamils were being burned down in Meitei town. And yes, I'm not trying to instigate fire by telling this, but yes, they already got attacked, but they have not reported this too. But we are also trying our level best that at least they maintain peace and harmony among themselves. So if there is any questions and answers coming up from the media fraternities, like, we'll be happy enough to go on with the question and answers.
Experience of me, right? Let's say like last week, let's say I visited an Express Avenue, and I found a gentleman who was helping for the orphanages and old age, right? And when I talked to him, I realized that he belonged to Manipur.
Okay.
But he doesn't look like Manipuri, the way how you can see physically. But when I introduced him, that, hi brother, I'm from Manipur, and he also said, yeah, I'm also from Manipur, and I was pretty shocked because he doesn't have the same look like me. And I said, then are you from Meitei? Then he said, yes brother, I'm from Meitei. We started sharing few things, and by the time we were already arranged everything for this press conference meet, then he started narrating his whole story, how everything everything have been happening in that Meitei, the small town of in Manipur. And like, it is something pretty sad. And also I was able to feel his emotion, or his eyes started reddish and wet. And I told him that, brother, so why don't you please come and join us? Why don't you raise your voice, because your people are affected. Mm-hmm. So it is not only your people affected, not only you, but also the children, and also about the more generations are going to be affected more if you don't raise your voice at the right time.
He's a Tamil.
He's a Tamil.
Tell them.
But of course, definitely he's a Tamil. And when I told him, then he said, "Ayyo, sir, na vena, na varamate." That's exactly he was using that expression. And because he was telling that if I reveal this, if I disclose this, the next moment, the entire Tamilians in Mori would have been slaughtered. That had happened before also the incident, because he told me that, brother, I don't want to do that because the same incident had happened in before. He is completely shattered. And definitely he was born and rise up everything in Mori. Though he is here in Chennai right now, he doesn't belong, his longingness over here. He started everything is there. Now he's just looking, when am I going back to Mori? When am I going to meet my parents? You know one thing, I'm sorry. One of his best friends was shot down by sniper. You might have seen in Hollywood movies, right? That happened in front of him. The best friend of him shot down by sniper at the middle of his heart. The bullet went through him and he was dead on the spot. Every night he has nightmare. What is going to happen? No, see, the unfortunate thing is that even I tried to persuade him, telling that, brother, at least do not disclose your name and everything else. At least tell me the narration in an audio so that I can share to the media fraternity without disclosing your name. Because if you start telling the story in your language, the entire Tamil people will feel it. Again, as brother Rohan said, it is not to ignite your emotion to go against these people. But if there is any communal rights or anything happens, that doesn't affect only to those communities who are fighting for. The other communities who are living side by side, they are the ones who are highly affected. Because there are lots of even Nepalis, Punjabis, Marwaris, all sorts of communities are living in Imphal. And the Nepalis are threatened every day, telling that if you don't bring, spy, let's say, I'm sorry to use this word, if you don't spy against Meitei and if you don't give the information to us, we are going to, slaughter the whole family. I have the evidence. And see, what I'm trying to tell is to the meta fraternity, whoever is watching this channel, we don't really want these to be happen, and we don't want this to be crossed from the boundary of Manipur, Meitei. We care them so much. And also, I think you still remember, right, on 9th of July here in Chennai, we also said peace protest. We really demanded peace to restore to Manipur and to the rest of the whole other communities.
Thank you.
And now, definitely, we really want each and every one of us, all the SOs, to work together to bring peace in Manipur.
Almost going to be 5 months, probably this is not new. All these stories, it is not to reignite but it cannot be forgotten because the solution, the war has not yet ended. And way forward, this should be the question we should be asking. In fact, these are the challenging and very tough questions that we should start asking. Because as a simple citizen, with a normal life, we think, okay, maybe this is happening. We all pray, when it's going to end? When it's going to end? It is lingering, it is extending for never ending. So what is it? Why can't the government in the center and the state are not doing anything? Why it is making it happen forever? A simple, we grew up in the 90s. That's why Rohan was, referring me, because in the early 40s I have seen the 90s, how we grew up. So that for at least for the last 1 decade, I can say 10 years, we thought that okay, Manipur is back to that beautiful calm nature, everything and everywhere, the so-called your business, tourism, everything was flourishing. We were very happy. We were in fact thinking like, oh, we can invest back, and there is a way back home that we can rebuild our the peace and harmony was restored. We thought in that way. But now suddenly, from the 3rd of May, suddenly it all started, and now back to the square one. 15 years, I don't know how long will it take to restore back to the normalcy, as well as how we can progress further. Now this is going further deep down with the new news coming up, like the term called as a buffer, so-called buffer zone, as if we are in like two countries fighting each other, of those sort, and all the heavily militarizing in that area. And all this, so there is no sign of going into the positive note where the peace, at least towards the peace, is stepping up. That is nowhere happening. So I myself start asking, why is it? So why should be asked to the concerned, powerful people, and in fact through your medium, through the media fraternity, you should be asking this. Not it is like these two communities, let it fight and we will just watch, let it happen. No, we do have some moral responsibility to do so. So please, I don't know, I'm kind of I'm just speaking from my own level, my thought. There should be something way forward how it can be handled, a peace process, or how dialogues, whatever, but please restore this. Let's bring back to the normalcy. That's all. I don't know how, but yeah. So anything we have left out, please.
I think we are all okay with our side, but I was at least expecting questions if any of the. Yeah. So yeah. Sir, as I've been briefing in the press briefing also, that we are ready. We are ready for any kind of a peace talk, or any measures that would come to a conclusion of peace. That is the reason why we had even a prayer meeting or any kind of a prayer conference and anything. We have been urging for that peace, that our Kuki brothers, still we are calling them as our Kuki brothers. We are requesting our Kuki brothers, and we have been waiting for them, for a response to come from them, so that we can sit down on a table somewhere, not in Manipur, if they are ready in Delhi or Guwahati or wherever in Kolkata. We can sit down, we can start with a peace talk first. And then let's see for a middle part where they also agree to something, we also agree to something. So we are looking up for those kind of opportunities, because nothing is going to happen once until and unless we sit down and start to talk. Because no peace is returning when arms and ammunitions are on both the sides. So something like ceasefire or something like a peace talk or something of a mutual understanding should be brought first. That's why we are also urging them using this platform, that we request to our Kuki brothers and sisters that we are open up right now ourselves. Please, give us a way so that we can reach out to you. We can sit down on a table, have a talk properly. Even if it is not up to the level of government and the CSO, at least onto the level of church fraternities or onto the small organization level, we can start up this peace talk. And I think that would be the first starter of the peace message to the entire fraternities. Let me be very frank. The state government, and I would say the central government, has failed to do its duty. I am not against the government, though I am not trying to speak against the government, though. Being as an activist, I have been actively fighting for the cause of human rights. And many a times as an activist, I have not had a good flow with the government also. But right now, I am not in a position to, bark with the government or had a face-to-face with the government and keep on blaming this blame game to the government. Rather, right now I'm more focused on this Kuki and Meitei thing, where to find a solution on that. And I would say request to our honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, that people like you and person like you would be a very responsible guy. I won't say he is not 100% he would be also somewhere a very responsible guy, where he can solve this problem. So The many conspiracy that we have been hearing, though, if he is a real leader, then I request our Honorable Prime Minister to intervene on this matter and see for a proper solution. That's the only message that I have. And moreover, I would also request the all political parties, let it be the Congress, be BJP, or let it be any kind of party, the CPI, or I'm just naming it randomly. When you come to Manipur, come for a reconciliation or a peace process in Manipur, rather than going on it with a political agenda. If you come with a political agenda in Manipur, then you make our problem more bigger rather than solving the problem. So you should come with a focus of solving the problem in Manipur, not on a political agenda that you want to take a political mileage using our Manipur ethnic class. So we request the political parties to also, come with a peace message in Manipur. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.